Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. What if one sentence could change everything? What if one name, spoken softly, could shake the hearts of millions? Today, that moment has arrived. Xiao Zhan, the man known for silence, has finally spoken. And the name he uttered? Wang Yibo. Get ready, because what you're about to hear isn't rumor. It's real. And it's going to stay with you long after the video ends. Hello and welcome back to K-Star Insider, where we reveal the truth behind the spotlight. Today's story has stunned fans around the world, from Seoul to Paris, from Tokyo to Toronto. In a rare, intimate interview, Xiao Zhan finally opens up. Not with scripted lines, not for publicity, but from a place of deep emotion. And yes, for the first time, he speaks openly about his connection with Wang Yibo. What he shared may just be the clearest message yet, and it's not what anyone expected. The interview took place on a rooftop studio in Beijing as the day collapsed into an amber dusk. Nothing about the arrangement hinted at spectacle. A single camera hummed, a breeze pushed at the boom mic, and Xiao Zhan, famed for protecting his inner life with monk-like discipline, folded chilled fingers around a porcelain cup of jasmine tea. He had agreed to 30 minutes, yet the quiet felt almost recreational, as though time itself had stepped back to give him room to breathe. The crew tried not to stare. This was the first long-form conversation he had granted in almost a year, and no one knew how close he might let them come. Halfway through, the interviewer asked, almost in passing, whether there was one person who truly understands you without needing an explanation. The sentence hung in the air like frost. Xiao Zhan did not answer at once. Instead, he lowered his gaze to the cup, tracing the rim with a thumb as though measuring the question's weight. A faint smile, wistful and unsure, pulled at one corner of his mouth. His eyes drifted to the horizon where the city's towers were catching their final light, then closed briefly, as if selecting a memory from an overfilled drawer. When he opened them again, they were brighter, the way glass brightens when struck by a secret. He drew a breath that was almost a sigh and said, "Yes, there is." Silence followed, not the awkward kind, but the resonance that arrives when something sacred is about to surface. The crew felt it. The camera seemed suddenly inadequate to record it. Then, with a softness that made each syllable feel intimate, he spoke the name, Wang Yibo. The rooftop seemed to contract, as though by naming the person who had stood in the wings of every triumph and every scandal, Xiao Zhan had rewritten the dimensions of the space. He offered no rehearsed anecdote, no media-trained caveat. Instead, he described nights on location when the work had hollowed him out and a knock on his door brought a steaming bowl of noodles and an unasked question answered by quiet company. He recalled finished concerts where exhaustion blurred the roar of crowds, and a familiar hand on his shoulder steadied the room. Nothing he said landed as confession, yet each image revealed a truth he had protected for years, that beneath fame, backlash, and relentless schedules, there exists a bond whose power lies precisely in its refusal to demand definition. What followed that single, fragile revelation felt less like an interview than a quiet unsealing of history. Xiao Zhan did not utter the word love, yet every image he sketched carried the unmistakable imprint of devotion. He spoke of corridors after midnight shoots, lit only by exit signs, where Wang Yibo would wordlessly fall into step beside him and match his pace until the city's noise dissolved. He recalled a winter in Hunan when an unexpected cold spell stole his voice hours before a live concert. While managers scrambled for medical advice, Yibo arrived with a thermos of ginger broth and a handwritten note. "Breathe. I've got the harmony if you fail." Xiao Zhan read it twice, once for reassurance, once for the courage to walk on stage anyway. He described the brief, brutal season when misframed rumors ignited online outrage and he disappeared from public view. Weeks passed without a single endorsement, and even daylight felt accusatory. One evening, near the end of that silence, his phone vibrated with a short video. A city skyline at dawn, filmed from Yibo's apartment, the caption no more than a sunrise emoji. There was no advice, No platitude, merely proof that somewhere else the sun still rose and a friend had saved that moment for him. Xiao Zhan said it was the first time in months he had slept through the night. The interviewer pressed gently, asking whether such constancy pointed to something greater than friendship. Xiao Zhan's response was neither affirmation nor denial. It was a meditation. He spoke of the rare human capacity to stand inside another person's quiet without needing to fill it, of the way trust can feel like a private language that survives even when words are forbidden. Labels, he said, are for shelves or headlines. What we have works because it refuses to be stored that way. His tone held no defiance, only clarity, as though naming the bond would shrink it. In that moment the room recognized a truth larger than romance, perhaps even fiercer. The intimacy of being seen precisely as you are, fame stripped away and still being chosen. Whatever the world might decide to call them, they had already called one another enough. Long before Xiao Zhan gave voice to Wang Yibo's name, a patient audience had been tracing a constellation of moments that seemed too precise to be chance. In 2019, at the height of filming The Untamed, a candid photo emerged of the two actors standing on a windswept ridge, shoulder to shoulder, staring into a valley veiled in morning mist. The production team dismissed it as a location scout snapshot, yet fans noted the way their silhouettes leaned towards each other, a small gravitational pull that the lens happened to catch. Weeks later, Xiao Zhan uploaded an image of the same valley to Weibo at dawn. 48 minutes after, Yibo posted an almost identical frame taken at dusk. The timing felt like bookends of a private conversation conducted in light. Music, too, became a cipher. During an arena rehearsal, background speakers looped a tender guitar ballad from an obscure Taiwanese singer-songwriter. Sound engineers insisted it was filler, but listeners caught Yibo humming the melody under his breath during a live stream days later. 6 months on, Xiao Zhan surprised audiences by covering the same song at a charity gala, altering one lyric, replacing stranger with traveler who always finds me. No interview referenced the change. Yet those who knew the original heard the line land like a coded signature. Even their silences spoke. When controversy swallowed Xiao Zhan in early 2020, Wang Yibo attended an awards show alone. Red carpet reporters pressed him for comment, yet every time Xiao Zhan's name surfaced, Yibo lifted a hand to adjust an ear monitor, as if protecting something too fragile for broadcast. Viewers replayed the gesture frame by frame, noticing the ring on his index finger. Silver, narrow, unmistakably identical to one Xiao Zhan had worn during a behind-the-scenes vignette months earlier. No stylist ever claimed credit for pairing them. Tiny synchronicities accumulated, airport photos revealing matching trainers released only in Korea, playlists on separate streaming accounts updating within minutes of each other, a rare snow in Guangzhou that both men photographed from different balconies. One captioned, "First snow," the other, "Same sky." Each incident might have lived comfortably as coincidence, yet placed end to end they formed a quiet narrative arc, a breadcrumb trail leading back to the rooftop revelation. When Xiao Zhan finally spoke, those clues did not merely gain context. They ignited, illuminating 4 years of subtle dialogue that the world had witnessed but only now understood. But what comes next? Neither star has confirmed a relationship. No labels, no dramatic announcements. But maybe that's the point. Not everything has to be explained, Xiao Zhan said. Some bonds speak for themselves. Just days after the interview aired, Wang Yibo posted an Instagram story, a photo of the moon, full, luminous, solitary, with the caption, "Some truths don't need to be shouted, just understood." The fans? They knew. This wasn't just coincidence anymore. It was mutual understanding, at a level most people never experience. In a beautiful twist, Xiao Zhan recently contributed to a charity art book with a handwritten note to his younger self. One line stood out. "You'll meet someone who sees you, not your fame. Cherish him." No name was mentioned, but after that interview, no one needed one. This is not a love story as the world defines it. It's deeper. It's about two people who survived storms, fame, scrutiny, and still remained silently loyal. In a world filled with noise, sometimes, the quietest truths echo the loudest. whether it becomes something more or stays unspoken forever. One thing is clear, they matter to each other in a way words can't contain. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. If this story moved you even just a little, Speech Balloon, let us know in the comments below. Do you believe this is a deeper bond? Or just beautiful friendship? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next reveal from the world of Asia's biggest stars.